Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Do English. Today's video is about subject-verb agreement and it's a topic that is close to my heart. A lot of people tend to make mistakes when trying to identify and match the right verb with the subject. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the 20 different rules that you need to keep in mind when it comes to subject-verb agreement. Quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, feel free to click on the subscribe button so that you have access to all of my latest videos. The first rule to the subject-verb agreement is if we have a singular subject, the verb should be singular, and if the subject is plural, the verb corresponding to it should be plural. Here is a tip. With singular nouns, verbs ends in s, and with plural nouns, the verb does not end in s. For example, he plays the guitar. Note that in this example, he is a singular noun. Hence, we have the singular verb plays. He plays the guitar. They play the guitar. All of the personal pronouns adhere to the subject-verb agreement rule, except for the pronouns I, you. For example, I like playing sports. So even if I and you are singular subjects, we use the plural verb here. I like playing sports. You like playing sports. The pronouns neither and either are singular and hence require the use of a singular verb. For example, neither of the books is interesting. Note that in this example with neither we use the singular form of the verb is. Either of the appliances is a great value for money. When we have two singular subjects connected by or, nor, either or, neither nor, one should always use a singular verb. For example, neither Mary nor Sarah is available. In this example, Mary and Sarah are singular nouns. Hence, we use the singular verb is. Either Jane or Jamie is coming today. Playing badminton or tennis is a great workout. When a sentence contains a singular and plural noun and connected by the phrases either or, neither nor, not only but also the verb should agree with the subject closest to it. So this is a combination where we have a singular and a plural noun. For example, either John or his friends are coming. In this example, John is a singular noun, but friends is a plural noun. Hence, the verb that comes closest to the plural noun should be plural as well. Neither his parents nor his friend is here. Parents is considered as a plural noun, but friend is considered as singular noun, hence we have the singular verb is. Two or more subjects connected by and should be followed by a plural verb. For example, John and Mary are planning to go to the party. However, there is an exception to this rule. For example, when we have a compound noun like bed and breakfast or bacon and eggs, we use the singular verb is. Bed and breakfast is a great option when traveling. With uncountable nouns, use the singular verb is, and for countable nouns, use the plural form of the verb are. For example, tea is a favorite in my household. Tea is considered as an uncountable noun, hence we have the verb is. Few apples are enough to prepare this dish. Apples are considered as countable nouns, hence we have the plural form of the verb are. The eighth rule of the subject-verb agreement would be if we have a phrase or an expression that comes between the subject and a verb, like besides, along with, as well as, accompanied by, in addition to, together with, one of, plus, with, including yours, does not constitute as part of the subject. In fact, the subject here determines whether the verb is going to be singular or plural. Let's take a look at this example here. The singer, along with her crew, is expected shortly. Notice that in this example, the singer is the subject. Hence, we have the singular form of the verb is. Along with is a phrase or an expression that goes along with the subject. We can actually ignore that. The ninth rule would be anything within the parenthesis is not considered as part of the subject. For example, my aunt is visiting us. My aunt is a singular noun, hence we have the singular verb is visiting us. Notice we have a few words here within the brackets or within the parentheses and her friends. We can actually go ahead and ignore that. A singular verb is used to indicate distances, time period, amount of money. For example, 10 miles. It's considered as a unit. Hence, we use the singular form of the verb is. 10 miles is a reasonable distance. $10 is enough to buy a pack of chocolates. In the case of indefinite pronouns like someone, anyone, everyone, somebody, anybody, everybody, each, either, one, no one, the verb is always singular. For example, everyone is going to be arriving shortly. Each of the pots is a different color. Notice that when we use the word each, the noun is going to be plural, but the verb is singular. Each of the pots. Pots is considered as plural, but we have the singular verb is. Each of the pots is a different color. Now, the plural indefinite pronouns would be few, many, others, several, both. Now, with these pronouns, we can use the plural form of the verb. For example, several people were present. However, we have certain words here that can be used as both singular or plural depending on the context, like some, all, any, most, none. For example, most of the food is gone. So with most, we have the singular verb is. Most of the food is gone. Most of the people are helping out their communities. Notice that in this example, with most, we have the plural form of the verb are. In the case of sentences beginning with here, there, the subject follows the verb. For example, here is a picture. Notice that in this example, the verb comes first and the verb determines the noun. Here is the picture. Here are the pictures. There he goes, there they go. Words that indicate portions are a lot, a majority, some, all, percent, fraction, none, etc. If the noun after the preposition known as the object of the preposition is singular, the verb becomes singular or else takes the plural form of the verb. In short, this means that in case we have words that indicate portion or quantity, the subject appears before the preposition of. For example, 30% of the employees in XYZ are college graduates. In this example, the subject is employees since it comes before the preposition of. 1/3 of this mall is owned by a woman entrepreneur. So we have the quantity that's indicated here by 1/3, and then we have the preposition of. But the subject comes before the preposition. So the subject in this case is small. And the verb that corresponds to mall would be is. Since small is singular, 1/3 of the mall is owned by a woman entrepreneur. A majority of this play has been adapted from the novel. If the subject that appears before the preposition of is singular, the corresponding verb should be singular as well. For example, a collection of old coins is his prized possession. Notice that in this example, the subject comes before the preposition of. But in the previous example, it comes after the preposition of. Only difference is in the previous example, we have the portion size that is mentioned or the quantity that is indicated. Collective nouns like family, team, board, flock, jury, faculty, public is usually followed by a singular verb. For example, the team is here. The board is finalizing the list of players. It's considered as one unit. Hence, we have the singular form of the verb is. Now, adding the word members converts it into the plural form. For example, you can say the faculty members are going on a short trip. Certain plural seeming subjects that ends in s are singular and therefore takes a singular verb. Notice that in this example, news, though it might seem as plural, it's actually singular. Physics, measles. The news is going on now. Physics is my favorite subject. Doesn't should be used with singular subjects like he, she, it, and don't should be used with plural subjects like they, we. But here we have an exception. With I and you, we use don't. For example, I don't think that it will rain today. Phrases like one of those who, a number of, make sure to add a plural verb. For example, Sherry is one of those people who like to learn new things. Note that in this example, we use the plural form of the verb like because there are others just like Shirley who like to learn new things. Another example would be a number of people were present. Titles of single entities like the name of a country, book, organization need to have a singular verb. For example, Belgium is best known for its chocolates. Certain plural subjects require plural verbs. For example, those scissors are really sharp. These trousers are loose fitting. We are here at the end of our video, and I hope this video helped clear many of the doubts that you had about subject-verb agreement. Your encouragement is instrumental in bringing out such great videos, so before you sign out, take a moment to click on subscribe. Also like and share this video with your network of friends and family. I will see you all with another great